Lord Flavor, welcome home, sir.
Yeah, boy.
It's Lamarr, sir.
What?
Lamarr.
Whatever, man. Look, Britain, welcome to my country cottage. I'm here to let y'all know what time it is. Top 10 o'clock. Know what I'm saying? So, Lamarr.
Lamarr, sir.
What are you, a rap fan or something?
I find it tolerable on occasion, sir, providing it has a pumping backbeat and some lyrical flow.
Hot in here, but even hotter now. Here's Sugar Hill Gang and one of the fastest climbers of the week. It's the Rapper.
In August of 1979, the sensibly jumpered world of pop was infiltrated by a new form of music.
I said the hip hop, the hip to the hip hop, you don't stop the rocker to the bang bang boogie. Say up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat.
What it did for the black community in America, it just like gave us something that was ours to exploit, kind of like, and put out there and show the rest of the world.
The hip-hop sound was born in New York's South Bronx when a Jamaican DJ called Kool Herc realized that by playing his records using two turntables, he could chop together the best bits. The MC completed the formula by adding a long-standing Afro-American tradition, rapping.
I decided to let him make a little bread, but the catch is I must whip his head. I understand he wants to stand toe-to-toe and with me trade blow for blow. But if he's hip, he'll take a dip because I plan to bust his lip.
Shy and modestly attired artists like Grandmaster Flash and Africa Bambaataa, largely inspired by the funk of James Brown, and proto-rappers like Gil Scott-Heron, pioneered the early rap sound.
If you met one of the artists of their time, they was true literary geniuses, true poets.
Every month a new record would come out, and it would just blow away the last thing that came out.
So I can see the Knicks play basketball.
The rapping and the scratching that these guys were doing, it was something that I felt like that's someplace where I belong.
Thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing but sweat inside my...
By the late 80s, rap had entered its golden era. With a new down-to-earth image, it was clear that what some had considered a passing fad was not going away.
There was a huge momentum away from the Grandmaster Flash, the Bambaataa's with the shiny leather and the sequins, to representing the normal, what kids around the way looked and dressed like.
For groups like NWA and the emerging West Coast gangster rap sound, normal meant guns and gang colors, outraging the moral majority with their explicit lyrics and violent imagery. Some gangster rappers like Snoop Doggy Dogg discovered that it wasn't just the ghetto that could be violent. Today, rap has become the biggest selling music in the world. Yippee!
Hip-hop is not just, a bunch of kids breakdancing and doing graffiti on the wall and just rhyming in a corner on a block, in the United States. Hip-hop is all over the world. It's a lifestyle.
It's hard to believe or think that it could even become bigger, but it just keeps getting bigger,
The 21st century Vanilla Ice, with added nuts and talent, is the new big thing, but doesn't make tonight's rundown as, based on long-term UK chart success, we salute the top 10 hip-hop trailblazers.
Yo, check this out. First up is the guy who always looked after business. He's a market leader and a Richard Branson of rap. Only with better sweaters.
Puffy, when you're ready, sir.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Puff Daddy is an incredible marketing genius.
Now, what y'all wanna do? Wanna be ballers? It's confidence, it's flavor, it's style, it's you can't really pinpoint how he gonna come at you. Trying to get my hands on some grants like Horace.
He is a hardworking individual and someone who is keen on reading the public's desires.
trying to bury 7 zeros.
Brought up in Harlem by a wannabe actress mother, Sean Puffy Coombs began his record industry career as a YTS T-boy after graduating from an Ivy League university.
I basically walked into their offices and I was like, I work for you for free. I just really want the chance to learn and to get the hands-on experience.
Puffy used to come around to Def Jam. Shoot, I sent Puffy to the store for a couple sandwiches. I can't do it now, though.
Within 2 years, under the guidance of Andre Harrell, the boss of Uptown Records, Puff rocketed from Butty Boy to New York's hottest young producer.
I became a king. I felt like I was the king of the castle. But really, it was his castle. And you know there can't be two kings in the castle.
Puff Daddy came with the natural next step. Yo, let's just get ghetto fabulous. Just get the audience is here. Your audience is predominantly black. If you want to cross over, you just be flashy in a ghetto way.
So after a while, I guess I got on his nerves a little bit too much. And he fired me. I got the boot. I was hot as a firecracker. You know what I'm saying? I was on fire. I was like the hottest thing since cooked food. And I got fired. So don't believe because you're successful you can't get fired.
After a disappointing visit to the job centre, Puff Daddy set up his own record label, Bad Boy, and set his Midas touch to work on rappers like his best mate, Notorious B.I.G.
He actually took hip-hop and brought it to soul. Initially he did it aesthetically, then he did it sonically. And with that vision, with that articulation, by managing to always do it just right at the right time, Biggie Smalls knocked Michael Jackson off the top of the charts.
And that's a TV fact. With Biggie atop the charts, he and Puffy enjoyed a conspicuously lavish lifestyle, food shopping at M&S and drinking trendy bottled lager. But the party was short-lived. On March 9th, 1997, the Notorious B.I.G. was murdered by an unknown gunman in LA.
Seems like yesterday we used to rock the show.
Grief-stricken Puffy launched his solo career with a Police sample and Biggie's Widow on vocals.
Life ain't always what it seemed to be. Words can't express what you mean to me. I'm missing you. You know, I was going through the hardest time of my life. It's a situation where, you know, I lost like my best friend, my #1 artist, for ignorance, no reason, and I just missed him. I know you're still living your life after death.
Quickly eclipsing the success of any artist he'd ever produced, Puffy became an overnight superstar with his brand of sample-heavy rap soul.
Artistically, Puffy, I don't think added a whole lot, but as far as like entertainment-wise and just musically and, you know, commercially friendly pop records, you know, it was just natural for him.
That's that it right there. Whom shall I fear?
Tracky bottoms crammed with cash, the Liberace of rap was able to indulge his wildest fashion fantasies.
My fashion style is basically no fears, you know. I basically, I like to give the women a run for their money as far as, and, you know, just trying to look good and feel good about yourself.
The conspicuous wealth and materialism that Puffy displays in his videos, I mean, it's unobtainable for most people.
The mink poncho, you know, thugged out, cross like what? You know, basically where you can't really see my face. Just, you know, it's just the attitude. It's not just fashion, it's an attitude.
I would think that most people who want to be down with Ghetto Fabulous, their value system is just skewed. It's like, let me have a car when I still live with my mom's. Let me spend more money on my watch than I do on my children.
He's got a big mink coat and bling bling diamond rings on every finger and throwing up money and throwing champagne on women in his videos. It's just, it's gone completely just out of control.
Done what he's done, then ask yourself, you fit for the long run, you think it's a game, you think it's the wrong one. Always with God and I don't swing slow.
People put him down and say, oh, all he wants is hits. And you think, you know, what do you think all the others want? They all do want hits. Virtually every first rap album by any artist is like how I want the gold car and the swimming pool.
A lot of people player hating on Puffy right now, you know what I'm saying? Why? Because maybe he's sampling a lot of people, and now everybody's trying to say he's stealing people's music. Man, Puffy is just doing his own doggone thing, you know what I mean? I'm proud of my boy, and I'm proud of the way he did his thing.
All you suckers, liars, caught testifiers, wanna infiltrate and break my empire. I spit lines. I'm more of an entertainer. I don't really like, I've always said that I don't really try to just consider myself like a rapper, you know, just to pigeonhole myself. I do my best to add flavor to the game.
But recently the game's got a little rough. Having been dumped by superstar Mrs. Arse legend Jennifer Lopez, Puffy narrowly avoided a spell behind bars for some gun-related horseplay. And having decided to change his name to P. Diddy, the future for the artist formerly known as Puff looks uncertain.
Yo, our next one had it all. He could sing, he could dance, he could fit 5,000 in his pants. The complete rap tool, y'all.
I'm an athlete, I'm a competitor, and I viewed hip-hop in the same aspect. You know, I've always wanted to take on whoever is the best from a performing standpoint. Whoever has the best show, I always wanted to do more. If somebody's selling records, I want to sell more. I like to win, and I play to win.
In 1990, scantily clad Olympian Stanley Burrell stuffed a courgette down his pants and set off. His mission? To conquer the world of rap.
Am I ready, Godfather? You've been ready for a while now.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this. How many people have a global name that is known in almost every country of the world? There's 4 or 5 people, and that's it in the history of life.
Like fellow History of Life legends Elvis Presley and Jesus Christ, Stanley had a tough upbringing in the Californian inner city, but the Funky Jack Master had a trump card.
I was the king of all clubs when it came to dancing, and I began to pick up the microphone, and it started early on for me. From a young man all the way up, I've always desired to be an entertainer.
During a spell in the Navy, able seaman Hammer began recording demos, meticulously planning his assault on the eardrums of Earth.
Within 3 years of leaving the military, I had a #1 album, and then following that, another year and a half later, I had the all-time, till this very day, the all-time #1 selling rap album.
The Star-Spangled Spanner sold millions as people everywhere crowded to see his breathtaking live shows.
When I grew up, people like Earth, Wind & Fire put on a great show. James Brown put on a great show. Michael Jackson put on a great show. And I wanted to make sure that MC Hammer put on a great show. Break it down! With your hands! With your hands! With your hands! With your hands!
He was one of the first people to say, I'm not just a rapper. Whereas most rappers were really, intensive about, I'm a great lyricist. He was like, no, I'm an entertainer.
I would create the live party feel within my records. It would make you want to, dance and sing along with the melodies and everything. And that's how I like to make my records, because that's the way I enjoy music, and that's the way I enjoyed going out to the clubs and dancing and having a good time. Say what?
The Michael Flatley of rap had brought hip-hop to the mainstream.
Say what? You tell them, Frosty. Can't touch this.
Hammer was kind of the first artist where your mum would come up to you and say, ooh, Hammer time, and you can't touch this.
Tell me, for the benefit of those who came in the middle, what is rap?
Rap then went into the households of everyday America and on a global basis. We're talking, 26 different countries. I have a gold record or a platinum record. So it took it to a whole nother level that was unseen and hasn't been seen since.
Hammer man! Hammer! Hammer man!
Thankfully not. After the unconditional surrender of the pop charts, Hammer turned his attention to nailing television and advertising.
Hammerman will be there!
I've always been a business guy and know how how to make money and work hard to make money. But I had gone far beyond the American dream and went on to an entrepreneur's dream.
With an annual turnover in excess of lots, Hammer was at the top of his game, but Hammer was lonely.
Happiness was a distant, a far away dream for me. I couldn't obtain the type of happiness that I had in the small church that I was a part of before I was MC Hammer.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special bulletin from the HBC newsroom.
Good evening. And now, from the world of entertainment, a late-breaking story and a major shock to Western culture as we know it. Hammer has quit.
I see her face and I can't let go. She's in my dreams and my heart, so let me know.
Having spunked millions in a spectacular fashion, Hammer met a slight cash flow crisis, with the bank manager demanding the shirt off his back, but not his pants.
There were lawsuits and all sorts of things that were not my responsibility, but were becoming my financial responsibility. And the only way to get a clean slate and to start fresh was to file a Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Things just ain't the same for gangsters, cops just anxious to put...
But help was at hand in the imposing form of Suge Knight, controversial head of Death Row Records, pioneers of gangster rap.
Here's Hammer on Death Row, and you think, Death Row, you know, and what that means, and Hammer and what he means. You know, the two are mutually exclusive. You know, it's like mixing oil and water.
Suge felt as though that MC Hammer, as an artist, with the production of you know, Dr. Dre and some other people at the time, would be a 10 million, 15 million seller on a global basis. They would be respectful to who I am as an artist, and we would make great fun records. And that's what we were going to do. And it's unfortunate that we never got a chance to do that.
Cast out into the wilderness after Death Row imploded, and without even his bus fare, Stanley returned to his first love, the Lord, and became a rapping minister.
He's like Bros to British pop. You know, he made a lot of money very quickly, lost it very quickly, and he should really just go away quietly, you know.
But like every great athlete, he'll never rule out a comeback.
Right now in 2001, this is the time that I've chosen that I feel is also the ordained time for MC Hammer as an artist to come and do what MC Hammer does.
Yo, before the break, let's meet the godfathers of rap. Hey, walk this way, talk this way, walk this way.
In the history of rap, no group dampened the gussets of hip-hop fans like Run DMC.
They were the first ones to officially cross over and not act like they crossed over. It's the Kings, man. Still walk through the hood and still be loved.
It's like, oh, that is so funky.
Everybody in the world just could identify with Run DMC because we were just like everybody else.
Run DMC, I think, is the most important hip-hop act of all time. I mean, they're the ones who really, brought it to the masses.
Defining hip-hop style, Run DMC inspired whole generations of would-be rappers to pick up a mic. And by teaming up with clean living rock dinosaurs Aerosmith, they scored rap's first global smash. Without them, tonight's top 10 would be very different.
They were the kings of rock. They were the kings of rap.
Yeah, the kings of rock and rap.
Yeah, you know
They're the kings of rap, rock,